She is without a doubt an absolute force. Like, breaking news, Viola Davis is incredible at everything that she does.
An evil is coming that threatens our kingdom. But we have a weapon they are not prepared for.
Hey guys, it's Sean O'Connell in Toronto for the 2022 Toronto International Film Festival, where we're going to be bringing you reviews and reactions to the biggest films that are playing up here. And without question, one of the biggest films on the docket is the new film from Sony Pictures Entertainment and director Gina Prince-Bythewood, The Woman King. It is an intense historical drama with a star-studded cast, and there's one actress in particular that I really want to start with.
You are called to join the King's Guard.
This movie is being advertised as a showcase for Viola Davis, and it absolutely is. But the secret weapon that is waiting for you in The Woman King is a young actress named Thuso Mbedu. She is a young warrior who gets dropped off at the front of the fortress that is run by the most fierce army of female fighters in the African kingdom back in the 1830s. She is going to go through this rigorous training basically at the hands of Viola Davis, who is the leader of this tribe. But we don't know whether or not she has the fortitude essentially to make it as this elite fighting squad, which is basically the source material that the Wakanda tribe, the Dora Milaje, is. This is them in real life. It's based on an actual story with some imagination thrown in for the way that it's going, but the conflicts that are taking place in Africa at this time are all real. And once Viola Davis heard the story of this, she knew she wanted to tell it. But you could not tell this story without the character that's played by Thuso. The range of emotions that she has to go through over the course of her journey, from being completely broken down and being told that she cannot do most of the physical things that are needed for her to become this warrior, to seeing her rise up, to exceed through the weapons training, and to make emotional connections with someone who is such a powerhouse like Viola Davis. I think it would be really rare to find someone in Hollywood who could check all those boxes, and without a doubt, Thuso Mbedu is the one who pulls it off. This role was actually written in advance for Lupita Nyong'o, and she almost took it, but it turns out that her commitments to go and do Wakanda Forever prevented her from partaking in The Woman King. So they rewrote the part, made it younger, and then sent out the casting net until they found Thuso Mbedu. Part of the reason why it's good that they rewrote the character to become younger is because there's an emotional connection that will get formed between Thuso's character and Viola's character. It might be a little bit of a spoiler. I'll leave it for you guys to discover where it's going to go, but there's a reason why these two are going to be paired together, and there's a reason why it's so effective for the movie to work. And again, you need Viola to sell the second side of that equation, so let's talk about her performance in The Woman King next.
To be a warrior, you must kill your tears.
All right, so it's hard to believe that Viola Davis has made it this far in her career without getting the chance to play sort of an action-heavy role. And she's the first one to admit to you that at 57, she never expected to take on a part like this, which has her in the midst of chaotic battles and leading women into a charge against adversaries. But she is without a doubt an absolute force. Like, breaking news, Viola Davis is incredible at everything that she does. But to see her take on this new facet and to command the part of Nanisca, who is the leader of, again, the sort of realistic component of the Dora Milaje that we saw in Black Panther, she's so convincing and she's so intimidating. But later on, as her journey continues through this movie, and the way that she has to essentially land on the same page as the tribe's king, who's played by John Boyega, but also stand up and be strong for the women who are in her charge. And someone like Viola Davis has the gravity and the weight to bring that sort of drama to life. So it's not just battles and action choreography. It's having a leader that all of the people in the cast can look up to. And I think that that's because behind the scenes, the other actresses in the ensemble, whether it be Lashana Lynch or Thuso Mbedu, look up to Viola Davis as a mentor. They all respect her and they know what she brings, the work ethic that she brings, and they wanted to match her intensity. So having Viola in this part is absolutely essential. I know that they're going to be pushing really hard for her to get into the Oscar conversation for her role in Woman King. I think it's deserved. Obviously, we're very early in the go of the Oscar race, and a million things can happen between now and then. But I would not be surprised if when Oscar nominations were revealed, Viola Davis found her name in the Best Actress category.
Ready for war, where you going?
I'm talking a lot about the performances, but I also have to single out the action choreography and the set pieces that are thrown into The Woman King, because this is a historical war drama. The Woman King director Gina Prince-Bythewood is coming off of The Old Guard, which she made at Netflix with Charlize Theron, so you know that she knows her way around action. That was a very stylistic and action-heavy movie. But with her fight choreographer, Daniel Hernandez, she has taken things to the next level in this film. There is a scene in The Woman King where, in the midst of this, with no exaggeration, Braveheart level war combat, Viola Davis is approaching an opponent where she blocks a bullet, one single bullet, with a sword. The sword essentially gets decimated. She throws it down on the ground, and Lashana Lynch hands her a new one as the two of them storm into battle. It's these sort of intimate single serving moments that take place inside of the chaos that develop who these characters are. And that is basically what Lashana Lynch told us when we did an interview earlier this week for The Woman King.
That's funny. That moment was a blur for me. Because firstly, me and Viola Davis are just casually walking through a battle, and she gets disarmed, and I'm like, don't worry about it, I got you. That's insane to even think about. I mean, like Sheila was saying, like you watch people that you admire for so long, and you're like, gosh, I really hope I get the opportunity to work with them. And then you have these really special moments that you share with them on screen that you could never conjure up on your own. And I'm so glad that Gina and our stunt coordinator, Danny Hernandez, were able to carve out these moments for these characters that showed their character within the choreography. That was really important. And even the fact that she's doing it, the fact that she is blocking a bullet with her machete is insane. And how Azogi is able to think so quickly and protect her general in the way that she does, and then go off and have their own individual fights, and then come back, and then
disarmed him and did that.
and then the
I call that the ready for war. That's what I call it. It's the ready for war.
I'll take it. All of it, man.
And Gina has a terrific eye for how to get that done. She's become one of our most proven action directors, and while she burrows into the emotional relationships that are being shared between Viola and all of the soldiers that are under her command, it's when they go into battle, and it's making us believe that the troop that has been put together by Viola's character, Naniska, is really one of the most formidable action core set pieces that we can convincingly believe. You have to sort of buy into that for this movie to work. And all the action choreography is a big part of the reason why you want to go see this movie on the biggest screen possible. This is also strange to mention because The Woman King is PG-13. And when you watch a lot of the action battles take place, it seems like it's hard R. It's very violent, but not like bloody and gory kind of thing. And Gina at the junket talked to us about how, dancing around that PG-13 rating and implying stuff without showing it is really, really important, because she wanted to emphasize how brutal war can be, but not plunge you specifically into it. But the phrase that she kept using over and over again was hard PG-13, and I think they absolutely achieved that here.
We fear no one, and we fear no pain.
I'm thrilled that The Woman King is up here in Toronto. It's a great launch pad for a film like this that wants to see itself in the awards category, in the competition and in the conversation, and it very well may end up getting there. My star rating is a 4 out of 5. I think the performances are through the roof. Through no fault of the movie's own, some COVID restrictions prevented them from really going all out with the budget. They shot this in the middle of the Omicron variant, and so they had to shut down essentially for 3 weeks. And when they resumed, they had to take place on some sets that maybe look a little artificial. They don't really look like they're shooting in South Africa, even though I know that they are. And they do have to dance around some things where groups of people can't be in scenes together. And I know they try to cut around that as best they can with their editing, but sometimes it's noticeable. I don't want to fault the movie too much because of that. There's also one subplot that I cannot talk about that when you see it play out, it's going to take you a little bit out of the movie because it's not as believable as they want it to be. Overall, though, by the time you get to the end of The Woman King, it is a showcase for not only Viola Davis, but I have to go back and keep raving about Thuso Mbedu, who I think is the person people are going to be talking about when they come out of this film. I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the Oscar conversation as well, too. And Sony, if you're listening, start to push her because she's extremely valuable. But the ensemble's fantastic, and the action choreography is well worth seeing on the big screen.
We are the spear of victory! We are the blade of freedom! We are the homie!
Make sure you keep it locked here because we are in Toronto for the next few days. We're going to be bringing you reviews of all the big movies that are here. And in addition to The Woman King, we're going to have interviews with the cast on our site and on this page. So make sure you come back around when the movie hits theaters on September 16th.